In today's video, we're going to answer one simple question: do old metas still work in Blox Fruits, or are they just nostalgia bait at this point? We have 4 builds in this video. 2 current meta builds, and 2 older portal builds that people still run even now. We're going to talk about how to use each build, what stats you should be running, and if they are actually worth your time for bounty hunting in 2026. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's get right into it. Starting off with one of the current meta builds, Dragon, Spiky Trident, Sanguine Art, and Soul Guitar. Even after nerfs, Dragon is still a very strong fruit for PvP and bounty hunting, mainly because of its huge hitboxes and burst damage. With this build, you can play in 2 ways. First way, for beginners, you just abuse Dragon's big moves. You stay mid-range, you spam your abilities, and when something hits, you close in with Spiky Trident and Sanguine Art to finish the combo. You don't have to overthink it. Just use your range, punish people who run in a straight line, and clean up with your melee and Trident once they're low. Second way, once you get better, you build a short, reliable combo. For example, you can start with a Soul Guitar stun, then use Spiky Trident to pull the enemy in, then use a Dragon stun or heavy hit, and finish with Sanguine Art. You don't need some 20-step montage combo. You just need to land one clean hit and then follow up properly. Now, let's talk about stats for this build. This is a fruit lean hybrid build where Dragon is your main damage source. At max level, the basic rule is, max your main damage, then defense, then melee. A solid stat setup for this Dragon build looks like this. Melee around 2400 to 2550 for energy and sanguine damage. Defense around 2400 to 2550, because you will be trading hits a lot. Blox Fruit around 2500 to 2600, since Dragon is your primary damage. Sword, 1 point. Gun, 1 point. If you want to be even tankier, you can steal around 200 to 300 points from Blox Fruit and drop them into defense instead. You lose a bit of damage, but you become way harder to one-shot. Next, we have another meta menace, Kitsune with Cursed Duel Katana, Godhuman, and Soul Guitar. This is the type of build where you look fast, you hit hard, and nobody enjoys fighting you. Kitsune gives you crazy mobility and pressure, especially if you stack it with speed gear like Pilot Helmet. Your whole playstyle is about dancing around your opponent, baiting out their dodges and cooldowns, and punishing them the moment they slip up. A very basic game plan looks like this. Use Kitsune's mobility to bait dodges and force them to panic. When they finally mess up, catch them with a Kitsune C-stun or a sword move from CDK. Once you land that, you chain into Godhuman for big melee damage. You can also use Soul Guitar to start fights from range, or to extend your combo when they try to run away. What makes this build so good is how flexible it is. You can start with your fruit, your sword, your fighting style, or Soul Guitar. As long as you land something with decent hit stun, you can turn it into a full combo and drain their HP bar. Now, the stats for this build. Melee around 2200 to 2400. Defense around 2300 to 2500. Blox Fruit around 2200 to 2400. Sword with 1 point, if you mainly use the sword for utility and combo extensions. If you want a hybrid sword lean version, where your sword is the main carry, you can try this instead. Melee around 2200. Defense around 2300. Sword around 2200. Then you put the rest of your points into Blox Fruit, usually around 1500 to 1800. Both versions use the exact same build. You just choose if you want your fruit or your sword to be the main source of damage. Now let's move into the older metas, starting with the classic Portal plus Gravity Cane build, usually paired with a strong fighting style like Godhuman or Dragon Talon. This setup has been around since earlier updates and is still insanely annoying to fight. The entire idea of Portal plus Gravity Cane is simple: you are never standing still. If you stand still, you're throwing. You use portal teleports and your V move to dodge skills and to get unique angles on your opponent. You can appear above them, behind them, or at the perfect distance for your next skill. When you see an opening, you exit right on top of them and use Gravity Cane to pull or hit them. Right after that, you immediately follow up with your fighting style combo, and if you also run Soul Guitar, you can use it to extend and keep them stunned even longer. That's how these portal builds steal bounties. They make it so you barely get to play the game. You can do combos like this. Use Portal V to enter the dimension, wait a bit, exit on top of your opponent, use Gravity Cane Z or X to pull them, start your Godhuman combo, and then re-enter Portal to reset everything and repeat the process. Even though this build is considered an old meta, the combo logic still works perfectly, because Portal mobility plus a pull weapon is always going to be strong in PvP. Now, the stats for this build. This is a sword main build, because Gravity Cane is your main damage and combo tool. At max level, a standard sword main setup for something like Portal plus Gravity Cane looks like this. Melee around 2550 to 2650. Defense around 2550 to 2650. Sword around 2600 to 2650. Blox Fruit, 1 point. Gun, 1 point. You want good melee for energy and fighting style damage. You need high defense because you're fighting in melee range and you will get tagged sometimes. And you want max sword for gravity cane burst and consistent damage inside your combos. And for the second old meta style build, we have Portal plus Dragon Trident, which is another classic portal setup that still works really well. Dragon Trident is a strong sword with a pull and good range, which makes it perfect to pair with Portal's mobility. Think of this build as a variation of Portal plus Gravity Cane, but with a different sword rhythm and slightly different combo flow. You use Portal to set up your Dragon Trident hits. Teleport close to your opponent, then use your Dragon Trident pull skill when they're recovering from a dash or an ability. Once you pull them in, you can immediately follow up with your fighting style or fruit to extend the combo. A typical pattern looks like this. Use Portal V into them, exit near or slightly behind your opponent, then use Dragon Trident to pull them in. After that, you follow up with your fighting style, godhuman, Dragon Talon, or whatever you're running. If they somehow survive, you can use Portal again to reposition and look for another pull. It's a bit more timing based than Gravity Cane, because you rely heavily on getting the Dragon Trident pull on point. But if your aim is good, it's very rewarding and feels super smooth with Portal movement. Now, stats for this build. Just like Gravity Cane, most strong Portal plus Dragon Trident setups are sword main. You want your sword to hit hard, and your fighting style to support the combo. For a PvP-focused sword main Portal plus Dragon Trident build, your stats can look like this. Melee around 2550 to 2650. Defense around 2550 to 2650. Sword around 2600 to 2650. Blox Fruit, 1 point. Gun, 1 point. This keeps you tanky, gives you tons of energy for Portal movement and fighting style skills, and makes sure Dragon Trident actually melts people when you land your pulls. So after looking at 2 current metas and 2 older Portal builds, the answer is pretty clear. Old metas still work, as long as the core logic is strong. Mobility plus pull plus damage will always be good in Blox Fruits.